Financial Fridays with Dre and Smiley. Smiley, man, you're the finance guy. So, what do you have for us today?
I think I want to talk about credit, Dre, because credit seems to come up, and I think if you look at your financial situation as a toolbox, you have debts, credit, assets, different things in your financial toolbox, and a lot of people are against credit. And I just say credit is. Remember that old cartoon Popeyes where Wimpley says, "I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today." Well, he wanted credit. He wanted to get something today and pay for it later. That's all credit is. And
Right,
when
right.
when when I was coming out of college, I couldn't get into credit because they wouldn't give me a credit card. All I could get to was zero. I couldn't go below zero.
Mm,
But then once I got a job, I was able to go so far below zero because of the credit that I was like, man, I didn't like it at all. But a lot of times, if you
mm,
use credit wisely and use it to enhance your asset base, to use your credit to get something that's going to generate income, that's going to generate wealth, that's a probably a good use of credit. Whereas if you use your credit to take a trip or a vacation, and I'm sure you need mental health and all that good stuff, but it's not bringing you back any dollars or any income. So maybe in that line,
hmm
credit may not be beneficial. What do you think about credit, Trade?
Yeah. So as you share that, I think about those two buckets, right? Good credit, bad credit, and it's interesting. And you touched on this a second ago. Growing up, especially as college students, we only are exposed to bad credit. Back in the day, you probably remember this. They would send you a credit card. You didn't have to apply for it. They would send you the credit card, and you just had to sign and say that you accepted. Other times, you can walk through the mall, and outside the store, they'd have these tables lined up, and they were targeting college students. And what they would do is, you know, just have I don't know, 10 question application. And all that was to encourage these broke college students to um, obtain what we now know as bad credit. Um, and then what you touched on earlier is the other bucket, which is good credit, right? Which is used to generate wealth, something that you can leverage and acquire assets. So, yeah, man, I think it's something it was definitely not taught to, to, to young adults or college students, the real benefit of credit. There's a phrase you've heard more and more now, especially on social media, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but it goes something like, actually, I can't even think of the phrase, but essentially what it suggests is you buy a house with credit, you refi when you buy an investment like a you know investment property. You refi, draw the money out, buy another one. Refi, draw the money out, buy another one. So you're constantly living or leveraging that that equity that's in the home. You're constantly leveraging it to build wealth, and you never pay it off. You just keep repeating that process until you die. And some people live by that. A lot of wealthy people live by that. Have you heard that that method before? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it's a BBR, borrow or BF something. I heard someone say it. It's borrow,
I think it's
refinance,
BRR. Buy, yeah, buy, refi. No, buy, rehab, refi,
refi.
repeat. No,
There you go.
buy, rehab, rent, refi, repeat.
There it
Burr.
is. B Berg. Yeah, yeah. I saw that on somebody's YouTube channel and or TikTok, and I thought it was interesting. I think when you think of credit, say for example, I was younger and I was in line, and this older gentleman was behind me, and I charged groceries on a credit card. and it was like maybe $7. I put on a credit card. He's like, "Well, do you pay off your credit card at the end of the month?" I was like, "No." He said, "Well, why are you paying if the loaf of bread is $1? If you don't pay it off at the end of the month, you're paying more for the loaf of bread by putting it on a credit card because you got to add interest to that bread." So I started thinking, he's right. Why am I financing groceries that I should just pay for? Because if not, I got to pay interest on that. So when you use credit, you pay interest. So if you use a credit card or some credit to get you something that's going to bring you income, it offsets the interest. And if you're getting something like going on a vacation and you're paying interest for that vacation, then it was $1,000 trip, but by the time you pay it off, you spent 2,500 on $1,000 trip because you had 1,500 in interest because you paid it over time. So I look at credit and that old man, he hit a nerve with me. So I think about it, it's like, do I want to be paying for this bread 6 months from now? Because I've already digested it, or do I want to pay for it right now? So I use that as my catalyst. As if I'm getting something I'm using today and it's going to be gone, I'm paying cash or I'm paying a credit card totally
Yeah.
off if I can.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah. Makes
yeah, there's a
sense.
lot of
Makes sense.
lessons, and it's getting a hold of your credit because credit just means you owe somebody something, and there's always interest associated with it. But I think
Yeah.
maybe the next topic we'll
Unless you
talk
get
about.
lucky and find one of those deals where
Mhm.
they have these like zero interest for 60 months type thing. If you're buying, I don't know,
As
TV
long
or
as you're
something like that.
disciplined, if you pay it off, how
Right.
many? I think statistics shows
Right.
a small percentage pay off the whole card in that 60 months, and they're incurring some sort of interest. But if you can work the
Right.
system, that'll be a good way to do it, I think. And remember, we're not financial experts. This is just finance according to Smiley and Dre.
That's right. That's right. So we'll end with that. I hope everyone has a great Friday, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.